teams. Okay, so today we are going to, I'm going to talk about some things that most of us know, but the things that have been coming up over and over again the last couple of weeks for my team, some of my newbies, things like that. So if you're not a newbie, but so if you're not a newbie and this is something that you've heard over and over again, I'm not going to apologize because I've been doing this for a really long time, and sometimes, not a really long time, a little bit over a year, but sometimes I forget that my newbies don't know these things. And so sometimes I just get busy in talking to them about add a customer, add an ambassador, and I forget that they don't know the difference in that. They don't know the difference in or why they should be a customer, why they should be an ambassador. So different things like that, things that we assume, I think, sometimes as leaders that we don't always, we're not very good at sometimes, at least I'm not very good at sometimes remembering that we have to kind of go over and over these things. So the topics that I'm going to talk about tonight are going to be things that have just kind of come up for me in the last couple of weeks in my team and my new ambassadors, and just want to make sure that we're being clear to our team what that looks like. Okay, so the first one is actually not a topic for them, but something that has been on my mind, something that, especially for your runners. My team grew really, really quickly. I went senior Ruby in 7 months, and I didn't really have a lot of time to think about organization. So it's something that is a struggle for me. It's something that's always been a struggle for me because I just couldn't keep up. The best I could do was to just talk to people and keep going and keep running. And it really has hurt me in the long run because I think it's one of the reasons that I've slowed down a little bit because I got kind of burnt out and I was like, holy cow, I got to take a breath. And I got into team management instead of recruiting. And that's caused me to struggle, but it's because I feel like it's because I didn't have an organization plan. I didn't have something set up that was helping me. So one of the things that I've been working on recently is getting organized. But I don't want everybody to stop what they're doing in building their team to organize because you're going to slow down. And so I have been doing the 30-day runner program with a few of my leaders, meaning I'm participating in it. I'm not just putting my team through it. I'm actually doing the runner program. And it has been really, really great for me because, sometimes you think like, okay, so for example, my list. Sometimes we think, oh, well, I've got a list. It's good, but I've forgotten. I've added so many people to my Facebook. My life gets busy. I meet new people, and I didn't take time to go back and add them all down. So it made me stop and create a new list. And so I used to keep a list in a notebook, and it worked really well for me for a while. It was something, everybody's going to have their own organization list, and I don't care how you do it, what method you use, as long as you have something. And so for me, I had this notebook, and inside of it, I had written down every single person's name that was on my list. And I have a lot of people in here. And then every time I would contact them, I would write down the date. And then if they joined my team, I would highlight them. And if they had something like there was a reason I needed to contact them back in 6 months or something like that, I would just make notes in that. And that worked for a little while, but I feel like I was going back through this, and I was going through people that maybe weren't people, maybe I was skipping over people, maybe I was not remembering to follow up on the exact times. And so I decided I needed something different. I saw that Becky Page was doing she was using a spreadsheet, and so I went and decided to do that this time. And so basically what I like printed, okay? I like to write. Although I love technology, I just don't keep up with it very well. And so I did go on my computer. I have a MacBook, so I use numbers, but somebody else might use Excel. and they have a checklist. And so I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but I just wrote down as many people as I could find through my Facebook, through my cell phone, through whatever. And so just through my Facebook, I had a list of 250 people that have either I've never even talked to or have not joined my team. Okay, these are non-Plexus people. And I'm kind of in my warmer market. I'm kind of out of that cold market phase, but that doesn't mean that you don't keep messaging them. And so I just decided I'm going to start over. I'm going to message every single person on this list. And so when we've been going through and doing our 531 every day, what I've been doing is I've been checking them off my list. But as I've done that, I have added them to a note card. And you can see I've been doing my 531 because I have a lot of note cards because these have come off my list. So all of my potentials are on my purple note cards. Okay, I'm really sorry. You need to get back in your bed. Sorry. I love you. I'm in a meeting. I need you to go take a nap. Okay. No treats unless you take a nap. Here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so if they are somebody that I've talked to about the business side before, and they've shown some kind of interest, then I've written possible ambassador at the top of their note card so that when I'm kind of quickly flipping through, I'm able to see that. Now, like I said, this may not be what works for you. It's just something that I'm trying for myself. And so I'm putting them in order so that on Mondays I'm able to, or every day when I'm following up on people, I'm able to grab a stack, go through them, and put them at the back of the list. And so, but right now I've been working on just getting out as many reach outs as possible to everybody I know. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to go and decide, I'm going to get organized today. I don't want you to go and print out your list and write every single person down on a note card, because what that does is waste your time. Okay. And so we don't want to be time wasters. We want to work smarter, not harder. Right. So I'm doing it kind of like I said, 5 people at a time so that I get them on these cards, and eventually I'm going to be really organized, but I can't stop my business right now to get organized. It's busy season. And I just don't have time to do that. And I'm too busy to take a whole day and get organized. I just don't have the time. So, so that's what I'm doing. This is obviously very brand new to me, but my yellow note cards are my current customers. Okay. So they're going to be my current customers. And I'm also putting my, my wholesale customers on here, because what happens for me, and like I said, this may not be for other people, but what's happening for me is that sometimes I'm forgetting about those wholesale customers because they are getting stuck in my ambassador section and I don't follow up with every single person. And that's shame on me. It's just because I just run out of time. And that's the best answer I can give people, is that I just am busy. And so I fit this into the nooks and crannies of my life, but I can't do it all. So I notice that that's an area that I need to focus on more. And I think it'll keep some of that attrition from happening. And so want to make sure that we're focusing on them as like you would your regular customer, because that's what they are. They're just wholesale. And so I am writing them on the yellow cards. I'm writing down what they're taking, and I'm writing down the date that they started and then the date that I follow up. So as I follow up with them, they're going to be on my yellow cards. So notice they go from purple to yellow to green. Okay, so green for me is my current ambassadors, or not my current business builders, because those yellow wholesale ambassadors are going to go on the yellow cards. My business builders are going to go on green. Green is go time, right? Okay, so green is the people that are working with me, that are running with me, that I need to make sure that I am checking in with every single week, that I am, working with. And when we have an issue, we have a snag, or they have a question, I can write down notes on that. I can also put their why on here so that when I notice that they're struggling, I can go back and say, hey, do you remember what your why is? Do you remember why you're doing this? This is so important because you're working on retiring your husband, or you really wanted to be able to pay for dance lessons for your daughter. Whatever that is, I'm able to put that on there. If they have an issue or they have, a customer service issue, something like that, I can write that down, okay? And then my red cards are my white lines, okay? So my red cards are my white lines. I've gotten really guilty at,
oh, you did? Okay, then you're good.
I've gotten really guilty at white lines being people that I just forget about, okay? That I'm like, they quit, I got to move on, okay? But what happens is sometimes the reason they're white lines is because we didn't take good care of them, or they didn't take their products properly, or it just wasn't the right time in their life, okay? So I'm putting my white lines on here, and I'm going to my attempt to every day contact at least one of those people and just reach out to them again and just say, hey, I don't know if this is a better time in your life, or, if it's somebody that I know I dropped the ball on, I'm just going to be honest. And I'm just going to say, hey, I know that you joined in a really busy season of my life and I didn't follow up with you as I should have. And I don't feel like I gave you the care as a customer that I would expect. And I think that may be why you didn't get the best results out of your products. What do you say about giving this another try with me? Or, hey, I've got an incentive, or, whatever it is, reach out to those people when you are, looking to find some more people, because you just never know. It might have been a bad time in their life, but right now might be the right time. So I want you to, I just want you to follow up with your white lines somehow. There's a really great post on Rhonda's page that I've been meaning to use myself. I just haven't gotten around to it. That is about reaching out to your white lines. It was from, I think from another person that talked about it, but basically they said, if you'll join me for 60 days, I think 60 or 90, at the end of that 60 or 90 days, if you'll redo this with me, I will either send you a $25 gift card or a free product. And I really think it's a great way to reach out to people and give them an incentive. And if you can only afford one of those, then reach out to 5 people and see if any of those people commit. And then, and then move on to another 5 people, and as soon as somebody says I can do this, then work with that person, okay? And then move on to the next time. And remember, as they're committing to you, they're saying yes, you're getting, you're going to be getting paid on those people. So, it's a minimum, if they're an ambassador, there's a minimum of approximately $15 a month, probably, if they're in your level 1 through 3, because you're getting points on those people. So that's how I'm keeping organized right now. That's what I'm working towards without stopping my business. Okay. So that's the first topic that I've wanted to catch up on. I don't care how you get organized. I just think it's really important that you have some kind of a system in place so you don't have to catch up like I am having to do. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is getting those cold messages out and fitting it into your day. I have been really busy, and I use myself because I want people to understand that just because I have a big business going, or a business that's been, moving quickly, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that I don't struggle. It doesn't mean that I don't have times in my life where life gets in the way. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm a mom of 2 kids. I'm a military spouse, and my husband is currently deployed. I am a huge shout out to anybody on here that is a single mom, because holy cow, I did not expect, as much as what I've been thrown into. And I'm not saying that, I guess what I'm trying to say is I just didn't expect it. And so I'm having to kind of get a new schedule and going, okay, I got to fit it in some way, somehow. I've got to have to figure it out. Before this lifestyle that I'm in right now, my husband came home and he took the kids from me, and I was able to work. Or we're also on spring break, so that's been a difference for me. My kids are full-time at home with me, which I did before, but I didn't do that without a spouse. And so now I am really having to focus in a different way and find nooks and crannies to really fit this into. And so that's what we talk about so often, but sometimes it's still hard to figure out, what is that? What does that look like? So for me, it looks like I wake up first thing in the morning and I answer my messages because I'm in a different time zone. I'm in England. So I answer my messages usually first thing in the morning when I'm just trying to open my eyes of anybody that was stateside. Sorry, I didn't get your chat run. Oh yeah, time zone. She was saying you're running a business from another time zone. So yeah, so I have people that need me all the time instead of like, for some of you guys that are stateside, it's you get up and you're working your business and at 5 o'clock your business cuts off because people are spending time with their family. Well, my stateside people, they want me at 5 o'clock. And that's been a difficult thing for me because I've got 2 sets of people that I'm working with. But anyways, what that looks like for me is first thing in the morning, I get up and I answer my stateside messages. Anybody that's had 3-way messages in the middle of the night, or they're using me, or they are having, or they have a question, or they had a customer service issue. I'm not saying that I'm stopping what I'm doing and figuring those things out for them because I don't have time for that sometimes first thing in the morning. But I at least look through it and see, is there anything critical that I need to knock out right this second? Then I get up, I have my kids, all of that organization stuff, but I run over to my computer really quick. I have a list of my 30-day runner program and I knock those out. I get those lists, get those messages out to them as soon as I can. Sometimes that's been put off until 11 o'clock in the afternoon for me, which is not okay. And so I'm trying to really work on getting back to that schedule. But my personal messages, reaching out to people, is where I've kind of struggled. So I was talking to Felicia, and she messaged that, mentioned that I think it's her sister that was working for a dental agency. Somebody tell me if I'm right on that. Was it her sister? Yeah? Okay. And she was not allowed to have her phone, okay? She worked full time. So she would go to the bathroom, she would take her phone out of her sock, and she would knock out her 5 cold messages, okay? So we have given you guys a really simple, well, most of you, if you're not doing the 30-day runner program and you want to build a business quickly, I highly suggest reaching out to your upline and say, how can I get plugged into this? So it is a short 2-sentence cold message that we are sending out to people, and it's copy and paste. You can do that in less than 10 minutes, I promise you. But if that's not working for you, here's what I've been doing. So that cold message that we've been sending out, I don't have it written down here right now, so I can't give it to you, but that cold message that we've been sending out hasn't been fitting for me because I'm outside of my cold market. So I've reached out to most of these people. And so, but what I've been doing, and this is what's working for me, I've only gotten 1 out of my 5 today, so that's why they're sitting here. But I get out my 5 purple cards. I look at my list, I write their names down, and I write what I'm going to do. So this person, her name is Tommy. She's a dream teamer for me. I've reached out, and I was just telling one of my ambassadors, I have been reaching out to her since May of last year. So almost a year, 11 times, okay? Or 11 months, probably more than once a month. But I went back and looked. She has never responded to me, which is a complete cricket. But it doesn't stop me. I'm still reaching out every month because she hasn't blocked me or deleted me, so there must be a reason that she's still letting me talk to her. I don't know. But she's a dream teamer for me. She's somebody that I know would just explode in this business. And so I wrote down the date, and I wrote down that I'm going to offer her some samples, okay? And so then I go through and I write down the rest of my people, check them off my list, and what I'm doing is I am voice messaging. Some, if I don't have time to type, I'm voice messaging. It happens so much faster for me. I heard this on a call the other day. I can't remember which call it was, but I was listening to a call, and they said, try voice messaging. It's personal. They hear your voice, they hear your passion, and it's quick. And so I thought, you know what? I can do this. I knocked out 20 of these 3 days ago. I knocked out 20 of these in less than 10 minutes, okay? So maybe less than 5. But I pick up my phone, if you don't know how to voice message, you're going to go to the message button on your Facebook. You're going to type in their name. They're going to pop up. You're going to hit the microphone button, and you're going to push the record button. If for some reason you hate what you're saying, swipe up and it won't send, okay? But it causes me to have to do it, okay? It's just easy for me. So I'll just send a voice message like, hey, Tommy, I hope you're doing really well. I'm sending out some samples this week. Can I send you some? Done, sent, all done, okay? So do that 5 times at least, and I'm done with my messages for the day. But if I will just write down my every day who I'm going to reach out to, some people take their calendar and they go through for the whole week and they write down their 5 names on their calendar. Some people do it, however you're going to do it. It helps me if I know who I'm going to reach out to. If you're not using your hundreds list to reach out to your people, you're really doing yourself harm, because I used to do that. I used to not have a hundreds list. I didn't have a hundreds list for the first 6 months of my business at least. And it was bad, because what was I doing? I was going on Facebook and I was searching, and then I was getting caught in Facebook surfing, which can take hours from your day. So I was saying I was working and I was not, okay? I was wasting time. So if you are one of those people that you're saying, I can't fit this in, this is the way that I would suggest you fit it in. Just find time. I only reached out to one person so far. That's okay. That's what my day has been like. It's been completely chaotic and I haven't had the time, but I've got my 4 other people here, and I'm going to get through one after this call. Then I'm going to get through one, when I get home, after I make dinner, whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm just going to fit those 5 people in every single day. Okay. And since I've been starting this, I have done it. I have knocked it out every day and I have not missed one. So voice messaging is a really great way to knock those out. The other thing I love about voice message, I think we talked about, was just that's personal. But here's the other part. We're nosy. We're human, okay? We're nosy. How many people have ever had a voice message pop up on their messenger that you haven't wondered, what are they saying? Because guess what? You can't read it, right? So they want to know. They're gonna listen to it. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna listen to it because they want to know, even if it's the first 10 seconds. They want to know, what is it that you have to say to them? They just do. It's just instinct. And so voice messaging is really great because they're gonna open it. Whereas if you send a message, they can see the first 2 lines of your message, and if they see it's about Plexus, they may not even open it. Okay. And so you're able to get their attention by voice messaging. I'm also using voice message to just check in with people. Hey, how are you doing? So sorry, I haven't caught up in a while. I've been crazy busy. What's going on in your life? Can you catch me up? I miss you. Done. Sent. Okay. That would take me a lot longer to type out. So it's just been quick for me. Okay. So any thoughts or questions on that so far? No, nothing? Okay. Y'all slow me down if I give you too much information. Okay. I've got a list, but sometimes I don't realize that I'm overwhelming people, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to give you as many tools in this hour that I can get you. Okay. So I want to talk about the difference between a customer and an ambassador. Okay. I know for a lot of people, this is something that you think you already know, and that's okay. But I want you to reiterate this with your ambassadors because it's something that's coming up often for me. So at the same time that we're talking about what the difference is, I'm going to talk about how you get paid on those, and I'm going to talk about who you want as a customer versus an ambassador. Okay. So a customer the way you get paid on that is going to be for PV. I never, if I can, never try to sign a retail customer, only preferred, because I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You need to get back in bed. I love you. Come on. Sorry, guys. Come on. Go. Okay. So I try not to sign a retail customer because they they really benefit you the least amount as possible, and it really benefits them the least amount as possible. Okay, so a retail customer is going to be someone that purchases probably just once. It's the most expensive way for them to purchase, and so they're not getting a discount, and you're not getting a preferred customer bonus. Okay, so when you sign a preferred customer, you get you receive commission, either 15 or 25%. If you're over your $499.99, so if you're at your $500 mark, then you're receiving 25% commission. In PV, that's your personal volume, so that includes your personal purchases and anything that your customers are purchasing. Okay, and so that's how you're gonna get paid for. Sorry, you guys, for PV, you're gonna get commission. You're also gonna get a preferred customer bonus. This is huge, you guys. I worked in another network marketing company, and I've looked at other network marketing companies' compensation plan, and it is really unique to get a preferred customer bonus. It's basically a pat on the back or a high five for every single product that you sell. So if you sell a triplex to someone, which I really try not to sign anybody up without a triplex, because I believe it's what we all need to start with. But you receive $20 in your pocket on top of your commission for a triplex. Most people that join my team buy a triplex and something else. So, and an accelerator and a multivitamin, something like that. So you're going to get approximately $25 on top of your commission every single time you sign up a preferred customer. That's awesome. So if you're signing up 3 people and you're getting, and let's say you're purchasing your product and you're getting that 25% commission, that puts you at about $100. It might be 4, depending on what people are buying. And they're buying $25. You're talking about at least $175 in your pocket. That's a big deal. And so when we're teaching new people, we want to explain to them why it's so important that they sign people preferred and not retail. Okay. This is also going to be people that don't want to commit to Plexus. Okay. So they're telling you, I just don't want to commit to an auto ship, or I don't really want to commit to taking my products for a long time, or I'm going to try it for a month. We don't want to sign them up as ambassadors. We want to sign them up as customers. Okay. An ambassador. We want to sign up an ambassador. This is going to be somebody that's purchasing at least $100 a month, and they're committing for 3 to 6 months. I usually tell people 60 to 90 day minimum. I'm very honest when I'm signing people. Sorry, you guys, my phone's going crazy. Very honest when I'm signing people up that we are telling them that we are saying, to be an ambassador on my team, there's actually no minimum. We ask you to be purchasing at least $100 a month and be committing for at least 60 to 90 days. If they're not ready for that, they're not ready to be an ambassador, and I need to sign them up as a customer. It is not worth it to build a house of cards, I promise you guys. No, it feels like it, especially when you're trying to make rank. You just want to get as many people on there as possible. They're going to fall off, and you're not going to make money off of them, and it's not going to be beneficial for you or for them. Okay? So signing up an ambassador, I'm honest with them. Your ambassadors are going to give you that bonus, bonus that you receive when you sign up a new ambassador, business building bonus, sorry. If they are not ready to purchase a welcome pack, I do not sign them up, okay? Here's why. That's how you get paid, okay? They have just changed the welcome packs from being able to get it for 60 days. You can only get it for 30 days now. So if they sign up the very first month and they just pay their $34.95 and they buy a multivitamin, and then they wait till the following month, you're not ever going to get that $25 bonus from those people. Not only are you cheating yourself out of that money, but you're cheating 3 of your uplines out of that money as well, okay? And that is something that they didn't teach you, I promise you. They're not saying, hey, yeah, sign you up with that welcome pack. I don't want to get paid. Not happening, okay? They are working with you to build your team so that they eventually are building theirs, right? And again, I would want to remind you guys, this is my business building meeting. If you don't like to talk about money, this is not a good meeting for you, okay? I don't do this just for money, but it is part of the deal. And so we talk about it a lot in here. Okay, so your ambassadors, you're signing them up. You're going to receive either $25 or $50 for them as a business building bonus. I will tell you that I do not sign, not that I don't offer them, but I do not sign people up with a double welcome pack. And here's why, if I can help it. Here's why. Double welcome packs are great. You get $50 bonus. But majority of people that look at that double welcome pack, they go, ooh, I'm going to get 2 months worth of product. Guess what? They're not going to purchase from you the second month, and they're going to be a white line. Some people are saying, oh, but my husband's going to do it with me. You guys, I signed with a double welcome pack. Okay. So I would have gone back and told myself, don't do that now that I know the business. But the reason that I did it was because my husband and I were doing it together. We were going to get that multivitamin for almost free, and it made sense for it to be kind of the cheapest option for us. What I didn't realize is that I don't get paid on my welcome pack. Okay. So when you're signing up ambassadors that are looking to build a business, which I wasn't at the time, so that's okay. But even if they're not looking to build a business, we want to get a paycheck in their hands as fast as possible. Why? Because if they can realize that they're going to get $20 in the mail, or not in the mail, on their first paycheck, that might be enough for them to go, hey, that was really easy. What happens if I try? That's what happened to me. I got a paycheck and I was like, hey, I didn't do anything. Let's run after this. Okay. And so here's how we do that instead, or I do that. This is how I train my team. Sign them up with a welcome pack. Have them sign their husband or their spouse up as a customer underneath them, and purchase their product as a preferred customer. When you do the calculation, even though they're paying more money up front, when they get it back in their check, they are actually going to pay less money. Okay, you can go and do the calculations yourself. I promise you, I didn't know this at the time when I was doing it, but that is the cheapest way for them to get their product. But what's going to happen? They're buying an extra triplex and a multivitamin. They're going to get $25 automatically in their first paycheck, okay? Because they're going to commission qualify themselves with that second product. So they don't get paid on their welcome pack. They're not getting paid on their $99, but they're going to get paid. They're going to, with their second triplex of $124.95, they're going to commission qualify themselves, right? What does that mean? $100 outside of your welcome pack. But they're now going to get 15% commission on their $24.95, right? Because we don't get paid on our first 100. They get 15% on their $24.95, and they're going to get 15% commission on their multivitamin, which I think is like $39, right? And they're going to get $20 for their triplex, and they're going to get $5 for their multivitamin. You just put a paycheck in their hand. Okay, they're going to see how easy that is, and they may decide, hey, my mom wants to try this. Let's sign her up. Guess what? They're going to get paid on that person too. The faster we can get them a paycheck in their hand, the more likely they are to stick around, okay? And that is just my experience, and that is the way that I train my team. If you're on here from another team and that's not the way you do it, make sure you chat with your people, okay? But that's the way that we train, because we want to commission qualify them as fast as possible. What other benefit is that to you? What if you're trying to make rank? Okay, if you have somebody that wants to sign up with their spouse, you're immediately, once you commission qualify them, remember that means $100 outside their welcome pack. This is somebody that said, I want to buy a double welcome pack. And I say, here's why I don't want you to do that. I want to get you some money in your pocket, and it's going to actually be cheaper for you. That's number one. Number two, they're going to commission qualify, okay? So you as the ambassador are going to get that $25 bonus for signing up a preferred customer, an ambassador, but you're also, now they're going to be worth your 5 points to you if they're in your level 1 through 3, right? They're going to be worth 5 points to you. You're going to get another $15 that month instead of the next month on that person, okay? You're also going to receive 5% of their commission outside their $100, okay? So that's really important. If you're trying to make rank, you want to commission qualify people as fast as possible. Who has questions on this? I know somebody's got questions. And I know it can be confusing. Anybody? No one? Okay. If there's no questions, I'm going to keep going. Okay. So who should join your team? People that join your team are going to be people that are ready to commit to at least 60 to 90 days and are going to purchase $100 every single month. If they are going to purchase Just Slim, sign them up as a customer. When I am talking with them, I tell them they need to be purchasing $100 a month to be an ambassador. Okay, I never have to tell them it is a requirement because it's not a requirement, but I just say we ask that you purchase at least $100 a month. Okay, that's it. Nobody questions me on that. There's never an issue. If they're not ready to do that, we sign them up as a customer. A lot of times people go, oh, well, then I'll just add in a multivitamin. Okay. And there you go. Now you have a new ambassador that's buying their $100 a month and they got a second product and they love it. Great. Okay. So I think I covered that part. Okay, why and when should you flip customers? Okay, this is really important. I have a lot of people that are PV hoarders. Okay, when I say you're a PV hoarder, it just means that you're holding on to those customers for dear life. Okay, you do not want to move them over to an ambassador, or you don't realize why it's important to move them over to an ambassador. Okay, when we have customers that love their products, move them over. Okay, as long as they're buying their $100 a month. Okay, move them over because that's going to help you build a team. Okay, and the faster you get them moved over and you show them that they're getting a bigger discount, the longer they're going to stick to your team. I think that I think Plexus came out with a statistic that was customers usually hang around for 3 months and ambassadors usually hang out between 6 and 9. What? No, but you can come over here and draw on this piece of paper, okay? And you got to be really quiet. Okay. Okay. And so we want to get them ambassadors as quickly as possible. This also grows your team. Please don't be afraid to have people on your team that are not running a business. Okay? Why? Because let's think about... I'm talking on my meeting. Sorry, toddlers. Let's talk about going gold. Ellie, you can't talk, baby. Let's talk about going gold. You need 20 people on your team to go gold, right? I'm sorry, you guys. Do you want to play on my phone for a minute? You need to go back in the other room, okay? Here you go. Go back in the other room. Okay. You need 20 people on your team. Do you think you're going to be able to find 20 people that want to grow a business? It's possible, but I highly doubt it, okay? It's going to take you a really long time to find 20 people that want to grow a team. So you might find in 20 people, you might find 1 or 2 people, if you're really lucky, that are like, hey, I want to do this with you. The majority of those people just want their products at the cheapest price, okay? And so we need them to grow our business. And Plexus allows us to have them. Most companies don't. Most companies require you to have a minimum purchase of several $100s, meaning they're having to buy their own product and sell. And Plexus does not require that. And so we're really, really lucky that we're able to offer wholesale customers or wholesale ambassador to our potentials. So we want to flip them. We want to say, hey, you love your products. Would you like to get them cheaper? Okay, so we move them over that way. Hey, I know you love your products. If I could show you how to get them for free, would you be interested? Okay, and then send them the little graphic that says to sell them for people that don't want to sell product, how to get them for free. And it shows them, basically signing with 3 people or 4 people on how to get your products paid for. They probably all have a mom or a sister or a best friend or somebody that would probably like these products. I mean, at least even if they just get one person, it gives them a bigger discount. And if we show them that, they might be interested. And you never know. When people see that it's easy, they might decide, hey, I want to run with this. I have somebody on this call today that I'm going to call out who's going to hate me. Valerie just joined our team, okay? Valerie just joined our team. She is my level 3. And I'm incredibly proud of her. She was terrified to share with people, okay? And I got her in this runner program because she told me that she would at least try. And but the first thing that she said was, I don't want to sell anything until I have a testimony. And I just said, Valerie, what happens if it takes you 3 or 4 months to have a testimony and you have people that could really benefit from this, that it could change their lives in those 3 or 4 months? And so she agreed to do the runner program with me. And she reached out on her the very first day of the runner program. All we ask you to do is to do your very first message and to contact anybody that likes or comments on that post. And so she did. And Valerie, how many people did you have the very first day that you talked to?
5.
Okay. And how many people joined your team?
1.
Okay. But on day 1, you guys, and so Valerie, what did that change for you? What is the mindset that gave you now?
Well, I said I had hope, and then now I can dream.
Okay. Y'all, that get like, oh man, makes me emotional. That's why I do this. Okay. It's why we do this. But Valerie now wants to grow a business, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. So that little bit of push, that little bit of, hey, this is possible. I told her, hey, you're going to get $25 in your paycheck on Friday. And she was like, what? How is that possible? Right?
Yep.
Okay. And so that was enough for her. And now she is running. She is contacting, like, I don't know. How many people did you contact yesterday?
I don't know. The day before it was, well, no, I did 5 the day before and then 9 yesterday.
9 yesterday. Okay, so this is somebody that didn't want to talk to anybody, and now she's going after it. Okay, so do you see what can happen? Okay, I'm going to remute you now. Sorry. I had to call you out. Okay, but I'm so excited for her, and you just never know what will happen with those people, okay? But that's why I want to talk about it. How do you, this is the last thing I'm going to touch on today, and I'll go over the rest of it another day. How do you talk to people? How do you offer this to somebody? I was talking to one of my ambassadors today. If you are not, let me rephrase this. My suggestion is to offer customer and ambassador to every single potential. Okay. And I'm going to share with you how I do that. That if you don't offer them to join as an ambassador, they don't know what it is and they didn't have an option. And if they find out that they could have gotten it for cheaper, they might be mad. They might not. They may not care. But you never know. You want to give them that option, and you never know how quickly your team will grow just by giving them that option, okay? And so every single time I talk to someone, I tell them, this is exactly kind of how this conversation goes. Somebody says to me, how much is a triplex, okay? So I usually say, there's 3 ways to join Plexus. The first one I don't really talk about because it's the most expensive, but that's retail. And the second way is second way is preferred customer. This gives you an immediate 10% discount. It does have an auto ship, but it's not scary. You have full control over it. You can, you don't need to call customer service. You just go in and change it whenever you're ready. On the 4th auto shipment, you receive an additional 10% off. And then the third option is to sign up as a wholesale customer. Basically, what this gives you wholesale prices. You pay $34.95 as your join fee, kind of like a Costco membership, and this gives you wholesale prices for the rest of the year. We do ask that you purchase $100 and that you are ready to commit for at least 3 to 6 months. At this point, you get your products at wholesale prices. So as a preferred customer, you're going to receive a triplex at $124.95, and as a wholesale, you're going to receive them at $109.95. And your very first month as a wholesale customer, you're going to get them for $99 just for joining. That's it. That's easy. That's how I talk about it. And I don't have to stumble and say, oh, well, you do have to have a convenience order on, and you do. I don't. I once I told them that, and they're ready, I send them a graphic, or I talk through them how to sign up, but it shows them an auto ship or a convenience order, and they know now that I'm asking them to commit to 3 to 6 months, right? So it's not scary, and we take the fear out of it for them. And if they ask me, then we talk about it. But most of the time, I don't have that issue, okay? So I'm going to pause there for a second because we have about 10 more minutes, and I want to know your thoughts, want to know your feedback, and I want to know if you have any questions. Should do the song do 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 do. Just kidding. Okay. Nobody? Everybody hated this training? Nobody likes it? Everybody hated it? Give me some feedback. Come on. What was your one takeaway? Go ahead.
I like your elevator speech. I think it made a huge difference. And I think hearing other people's speeches kind of can help us improve ours, because, it's all how we, and I hate to even use this word, but pitch it to people. Right. It's all how we tell people, what Plexus is and the ways to join, because if we don't perfect that, and if we don't get that, at least adjust it to where it's comfortable for us, where it's well practiced, and where it's beneficial for our business, because since this is a business builder call, really we need to be pushing people towards preferred customers or wholesale ambassadors, or ambassadors in general, but, a wholesale ambassador option. So that's the only feedback I have.
And I will tell you guys, since I've been making sure that I offer that, I actually struggle getting customers because people want their products at the cheapest price. So when people ask me, how do I grow my team? It's because I offer my team to every single person. Okay. And I'm cheap, and most of the people I know are cheap. Okay. And that's just the way it goes. But I really, and I make sure, because my upline made sure, I make sure that I talk to them about that commitment, okay? And I don't have a ton of attrition on my own level ones within the first 3 to 6 months. I can't make any promises after that first 3 months, because I tell them that. And if they ask me why, talk to them about the fact that I want to make sure that they are, and a lot of times when I'm talking in that message, I do say, the reason that we want you to commit for at least 3 to 6 months is because this is not a quick fix. We want to make sure that we have you on the right regimen and that we get you feeling as good as possible. And that doesn't always happen overnight. Okay. And so I'm honest with them. And I feel like if I'm honest with them up front, they know what to expect from me. And then when they're ready to commit, they're going to be ready. And if they're not, they're going to sign up as a customer. And that's okay, because great customers make great ambassadors, right? Eventually, they'll fall in love with their products and they'll be ready to join. But if we're only saying, oh, we can sign up as a customer, you're not going to get them as an ambassador until 2 or 3 months later. So we have to offer it to them, okay? Somebody else said, always offer the business first, fall back on the products, okay? We want to talk about how great our company is. We want to talk about, once we get somebody that says, oh, I think I'm interested in being an ambassador, then I always tell them, you do have an opportunity to share at that point. And that's kind of what happened to me. And I decided to start talking to my friends about it. And I ended up with this accidental, beautiful business, and so I'm very open with people about that and want them to know how much I love this company and how amazing the people are that I work with, and how wonderful the products are. Okay, somebody else.
Ainsley.
I agree with Brittany. I think it does me a lot of good to hear like what other people say, because I didn't really start the business till January, so I was kind of nervous about the whole elevator speech and all that. So it helps me a lot to get on here and listen to what other people say and just kind of perfect my speech and how to do it.
I think that's great, and that's, I think it's awesome. I don't have much to say about that. Kareem, you were starting to talk. What's up?
So when you have a preferred customer, and you change them over to wholesale, their welcome package is going to be the $99.95. Is that correct? And then in addition, the annual fee for $34.95. And after that, it's I guess the triplex is going to be $109.95.
Correct.
And then they're going to, after the 4th month, they get an additional.
That's preferred customer.
No, that's preferred customer. Okay. All right. Thank you. Just make that clear.
Any questions on the difference between a customer and ambassador, why we want to sign them separately, or anything like that?
Sorry. It's like butt crack of dawn early for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it there?
It's 8:30 now, but typically because I'm running 3 businesses,
Okay.
I don't go to bed till like 3 or 4 in the morning right now.
Aw.
But I just wanted to say I just finished my 30-day runner program yesterday because I was given an extra couple days over the weekend to catch up on some stuff. We had some family emergencies, and so I got a little behind. But anybody who hasn't done it, it makes a difference. It really does, and it builds the confidence. So I'm going to call them out now because I can, because I know they're both on this call. But I want to really reach out and say thank you so much to both my first upline, Rhonda, and then my second upline, or another upline that ran it with us, Denise. Because through the whole thing, I've had nothing but trial after trial after trial. And yet I could go to them at any point in time and be like, hey, guys, I'm sorry, I'm a day or 2 behind. I'm catching up. I promise. Just send it to me. I spent 3 of the 4 weeks in a hospital, not for me, but for other people. I found out myself that I need open heart surgery. I found out that my mother-in-law wasn't doing well, and I was able to sit there and rely on my uplines to be there to help me, to guide me, be like, it's okay, take the time you need, do it. And I was like, no, like if I stop, I'm not going to keep going. And they were both right there the entire time, just supporting me. It wasn't you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it. Like if I needed time, they're like, take the time. And I'm like, no, just keep sending them, because if you stop, I won't do it. And I can't say thank you enough to them. And just know that it really makes a difference having those people follow up. I've stayed on the same 3 or 4 people because I'm working hard on getting those people sent in, because I know how much they will benefit. Yeah. And I keep just sharing testimony after testimony with them. My testimony has been up and down. My husband's testimony has been fantastic. So I signed up and bought him his products, and we're running with it. We're going to do it. It's going to be my life. This is what I needed. And so without all of you guys, we're all one big team. We're all one Plexus. Mm-hmm. But without you guys and all of our little olive branches that we have everywhere, we wouldn't be anywhere. So just know that the 30-day runner program, if you haven't tried it, is something you need to try.
Wow. Well, can I just say congratulations, because that is incredible. And if you don't love your testimony, you just gave an incredible one. And I just want you to know, like, that is amazing. And you're doing exactly what we dream for so many people. And we want them to see that vision. And I can see your upline over there getting teary. You're making me teary. This is why we do what we do. We want people to grasp that and see that this is life changing. And so I'm just so incredibly proud for you and for your upline. Denise, did you want to say anything?
No, I mean, Fab is I think you're my level 6.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter. But yeah, she's been through so much and she's stuck with it. And yeah, she just joined last month, I think.
February,
okay. And she was on Rhonda's chicken list. And yeah, she joined one of our online events and joined that night. So yeah, I'm just really thrilled and can't wait to see her journey.
That's awesome. And I just think, I think you guys, if you don't use that testimony, if you're I know some of y'all are on this 30-day runner program with me and you're like way behind. If she can do it, you can do it. If she can fit it in her life, you can fit it in your life. Okay. And we all need to take a piece of that and go, okay, we have to draw our line in the sand. We have to decide that this is what we want, and this is going to change our life, and we have to run after it. And I promise you, it'll make a huge difference. It's been a complete blessing for my life, and I wouldn't stop because I felt the same way. I realized, I saw it in that first 30 to 60 days of doing something, that I realized that this was going to change everything. But if I stop working, I stop growing. Okay. And so it's really, really important that you keep going. If I'm on vacation, I'm not saying you can't take time with your family. Please don't hear me say that. You're on vacation, if you're sick, if you're whatever, fit in what you can. Okay. And ask for help when you need it. And that's what we are. We're one Plexus. We're running this together, and it's incredible. And I love being a part of this community. So, we got 1 minute left. Does anybody want to say anything else before we jump off of here? All right. Well, I am really thankful for every single person that's joining us. I've had a lot of fun opening this up to other teams. I hope you guys are getting some kind of nuggets out of these. And I'm hoping to get to jump on some of y'all's calls if they're within my time zone. But I'm just so proud of every single person. If you're on this call, it's because you want to make a difference in somebody else's life. And that just makes me proud. So I hope that you guys have a really, really great week, and I will see you next Wednesday.